Crop lenses on A7 III. How does it look like, and is it good as it is on APS-C cameras? We'll figure this out. You moved recently to Sony full-frame cameras, and you're thinking, what if you save a bunch of money on buying APS-C lenses and mount it on A7 III? First of all, crop frame lenses fit properly and doesn't look awkward on Sony full-frame bodies. Sony full-frame cameras are already quite small. I have here the Sigma 16mm f1.4 mounted normally on my A7 III like any other full-frame lens, and this is how the image looks like in full-frame mode. Next, should you jump to APS-C mode, your camera by default will switch to APS-C mode unless if you change it like I did. Brilliant. In still mode, your 24 megapixel camera becomes 10 megapixel. It does sound bad, but not as you think. A 24 megapixel resolution is 6000 by 4000 pixels, and 10 megapixel resolution is 3936 by 2624 pixels. The interesting fact I noticed, A7 III 10 megapixel cropped images size is larger than the 24 megapixels on A6500. A7 III 10 megapixel cropped images is 4.3 megabyte and 3.94 megabyte on A6500 files. In video everything looks fine, but the quality isn't the same on A7 III and A6500. It is sharper and better on A7 III. Shocking, isn't it? We used to know that crop lenses perform better on crop bodies, but this rule doesn't apply with Sony. You can still use clear image zoom up to 1.5 times. Instead of APS-C mode, I went back to full frame mode. I tried to use 1.2 clear image zoom to get rid of the vignette, at the same time not zooming in to 1.5 crop factor on APS-C mode. This is a good idea if you would having wider image than your crop factor. You should know, when a clear image zoom is active, you don't have access to focus zone selection anymore. I believe it's locked to white zone. However, I came out with another solution. If your final output is 1080, just shoot 4K in full frame mode, and instead of scaling it down to 50% in post, make it 60 or 65% if lens hood is on. So this is the case of prime lenses. I tried as well Sony APS-C 10 to 18mm f4. It definitely shows vignette at 10mm, and when zooming to 12mm, a slight vignette exists. And surprisingly, you get a clean image at 14mm from APS-C lens. It's not cropped. 14 means 14. It's even wider than 16 to 35 Sony full frame wide angle lens. I tried as well 16 to 50mm kit lens, but it doesn't perform as 10 to 18mm. Vignette still exists on all focal length from 16 to 50mm. So technically it depends on lens glass size. And just for your information, I found a crop prime lenses vignette in full frame mode is almost similar. I mean, vignette is the same on 16mm APS-C lens and 30mm APS-C lens as well. So if you consider getting APS-C lenses for Sony full frame bodies, go ahead, you're gonna have fun. And never forget, subscribe if you are not yet, and never miss a video I publish in the future. Goodbye.